The Secret to Confidence. You've Had It All Along. Written and published by MSE Boost. Chapter 1. Unveiling the Confidence Myth. Confidence is a tricky concept, often shrouded in misunderstandings and misconceptions. Many people believe that confidence is a result of external factors, such as success, wealth, or popularity. They chase after these elusive goals, thinking that once they achieve them, they will finally feel confident. However, the truth is that genuine confidence doesn't come from the outside. It's an inside job. The confidence myth tells us that we need to prove our worth to others, that we must be perfect to be confident, and that confidence is a fixed trait that some people are born with while others are not. These beliefs are not only false but also harmful. They keep us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and insecurity, always striving for something that we think will make us feel good about ourselves. The reality is that confidence is an internal state of being. It's a deep-seated belief in your own worth, abilities, and potential. It's a knowing that you are enough, just as you are, regardless of your achievements or circumstances. Confidence is not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about trusting yourself to handle whatever comes your way. When you rely on external factors for confidence, you give away your power. You become dependent on the opinions and validations of others, constantly seeking their approval. This is a recipe for anxiety and self-doubt. True confidence comes from within, from a place of self-acceptance and self-love. The first step in unveiling the confidence myth is to recognize that confidence is not something you acquire. It's something you uncover. It's already within you, waiting to be acknowledged and embraced. You don't need to change who you are or prove your worth to anyone. You simply need to let go of the beliefs and stories that are holding you back. This process of letting go can be challenging, especially if you've been holding on to these beliefs for a long time. It requires a willingness to be honest with yourself, to confront your fears and insecurities, and to take responsibility for your own happiness and well-being. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance, but it's a journey that is well worth taking. As you begin to unveil the confidence myth, you may find that your perspective shifts. You may start to see yourself in a new light, recognizing your inherent worth and potential. You may begin to trust yourself more, to take risks and pursue your dreams with greater ease and enthusiasm. You may find that your relationships improve as you show up more authentically and confidently in your interactions with others. Unveiling the confidence myth is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing practice. It requires a commitment to self-awareness, self-compassion, and self-growth. It means being willing to challenge your limiting beliefs and stories, to embrace your imperfections and vulnerabilities, and to celebrate your unique strengths and talents. The path to genuine confidence is not always easy, but it is always rewarding. When you let go of the myth that confidence comes from external factors and embrace the truth that it comes from within, you open yourself up to a world of possibility and potential. You become more resilient, more authentic, and more empowered to create the life you truly desire. Confidence is not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about trusting yourself, embracing your imperfections, and showing up fully and authentically in the world. It's about letting go of the belief that you need to prove your worth, and instead recognizing that you are already worthy, just as you are. As you continue reading this book, you'll discover practical tools and strategies for cultivating genuine confidence from the inside out. You'll learn how to rewrite your limiting beliefs, build self-trust, harness vulnerability, and radiate confidence in all areas of your life. You'll discover that confidence is not a destination, but a journey, one that requires patience, compassion, and a willingness to grow. The secret to confidence is that you've had it all along. It's time to unveil the myth and embrace the truth of who you really are. You are enough, just as you are, and you have everything you need to create a life of purpose, passion, and authentic confidence. Chapter 2. The Power of Self-Awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which genuine confidence is built. It involves developing a deep understanding of your strengths, weaknesses, values, and beliefs. When you have a clear sense of who you are and what you stand for, you can navigate life with greater ease and authenticity. Many people go through life on autopilot, reacting to external circumstances without taking the time to reflect on their own thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. They may be influenced by societal expectations, family pressures, or their own limiting beliefs without even realizing it. As a result, they may feel disconnected from their true selves and struggle with self-doubt and insecurity. Developing self-awareness requires a willingness to look within and explore your inner world. It means being curious about your own experiences, thoughts, and emotions, and learning to observe them without judgment. This can be a challenging process, as it may involve confronting aspects of yourself that you'd rather not acknowledge. However, the rewards of self-awareness are immense. When you have a clear understanding of your strengths, you can leverage them to achieve your goals and make a positive impact in the world. When you're aware of your weaknesses, you can work on improving them or finding ways to compensate for them. When you know your values and beliefs, you can make decisions that align with them and live a life that feels authentic and meaningful. One powerful tool for developing self-awareness is mindfulness. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment with curiosity and openness. It means noticing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without getting caught up in them or trying to change them. By practicing mindfulness regularly, you can develop a greater sense of calm, clarity, and self-awareness. Another key aspect of self-awareness is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence involves the ability to recognize and manage your own emotions, as well as the emotions of others. When you're emotionally intelligent, you can navigate challenging situations with greater ease and build stronger relationships with others. Developing emotional intelligence requires a willingness to be honest with yourself about your emotions and to take responsibility for them. It means learning to express your emotions in healthy ways, rather than suppressing them or lashing out at others. It also involves developing empathy and compassion for others, even when you disagree with them. Self-awareness also involves recognizing your own biases and assumptions. We all have unconscious biases that can influence our thoughts and behaviors without us even realizing it. These biases can be based on factors such as race, gender, age, or socioeconomic status. By becoming aware of your own biases, you can work on challenging them and making more informed and equitable decisions. Developing self-awareness is an ongoing process that requires patience, curiosity, and a willingness to grow. It's not about achieving perfection or having all the answers. Rather, it's about being open to learning and discovering new aspects of yourself over time. As you develop greater self-awareness, you'll likely find that your confidence grows as well. When you have a clear sense of who you are and what you stand for, you can show up in the world with greater authenticity and purpose. You'll be less likely to be swayed by external opinions or pressures, and more likely to trust your own judgment and intuition. Self-awareness is the key to unlocking your full potential and living a life that feels true to yourself. It's about taking the time to explore your inner world, to understand your strengths and weaknesses, and to align your actions with your values and beliefs. By developing self-awareness, you'll be better equipped to navigate life's challenges with confidence and resilience. The journey of self-awareness is not always easy, but it is always worthwhile. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront the parts of yourself that may be uncomfortable or difficult to acknowledge. But in doing so, you'll gain a deeper understanding of who you are and what you're capable of achieving. So, take the time to cultivate self-awareness in your own life. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Practice mindfulness and emotional intelligence. Challenge your own biases and assumptions. And most importantly, be patient and compassionate with yourself as you learn and grow. With self-awareness as your foundation, you'll be well on your way to building genuine, lasting confidence from the inside out. Chapter 3. Rewriting Your Narrative. Our lives are shaped by the stories we tell ourselves. These stories, or narratives, are the lens through which we interpret our experiences, define our identities, and navigate the world around us. However, not all narratives are created equal. Some narratives empower us, while others limit us and hold us back from reaching our full potential. Limiting beliefs and negative self-talk are two common types of narratives that can undermine our confidence and self-worth. These narratives often stem from past experiences, societal conditioning, or messages we received from others during our formative years. They can sound like, "I'm not good enough," "I'll never be successful," or "I don't deserve happiness." The problem with these narratives is that they become self-fulfilling prophecies. When we believe something to be true, we tend to act in ways that reinforce that belief. For example, if you believe that you're not smart enough to succeed in your career, you may avoid taking on new challenges or putting yourself out there for promotions. As a result, your belief becomes a reality, not because it's actually true, but because you've made it true through your actions. The good news is that you have the power to rewrite your narrative at any time. You can choose to let go of the stories that no longer serve you and replace them with narratives that uplift and inspire you. This process starts with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind on a daily basis. Notice when you're engaging in negative self-talk or limiting beliefs. When you catch yourself in a negative thought pattern, take a step back and ask yourself, is this really true? Often, our negative narratives are based on assumptions or generalizations rather than facts. By questioning their validity, we can start to loosen their grip on us. Next, challenge your negative narratives with evidence to the contrary. Look for examples in your life that disprove your limiting beliefs. For instance, if you're telling yourself that you're not capable of learning new things, think back to a time when you successfully learned a new skill or tackled a challenging project. By providing yourself with counter evidence, you can start to chip away at the foundation of your negative narratives. Once you've identified and challenged your limiting narratives, it's time to start replacing them with empowering ones. This means crafting a new story for yourself that highlights your strengths, values, and potential. Instead of telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," try saying, "I am capable and worthy of success." Instead of believing, "I'll never find love," affirm, "I am deserving of a loving and fulfilling relationship." Creating a new narrative takes practice and repetition. It's not enough to simply say these affirmations once and expect your entire mindset to shift overnight. You need to consistently reinforce your new narrative through your thoughts, words, and actions. This means catching yourself when you slip back into old patterns of thinking and gently redirecting yourself towards your new, empowering narrative. It's also important to surround yourself with people and experiences that support your new narrative. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that uplift and inspire you. Engage in activities that align with your values and help you feel confident and capable. The more you immerse yourself in environments that reinforce your new narrative, the more natural and automatic it will become. Rewriting your narrative is a powerful tool for building genuine confidence. When you change the story you tell yourself, you change the way you show up in the world. You start to see yourself as the capable, worthy, and deserving person that you truly are. You start to take bold action towards your goals and dreams, knowing that you have what it takes to succeed. Of course, rewriting your narrative is not always easy. It requires courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to let go of the familiar in favor of the unknown. It means confronting the parts of yourself that you may have been avoiding or denying for years. But the rewards of this process are immeasurable. When you live in alignment with a narrative that empowers and inspires you, you unlock a level of confidence and fulfillment that you never knew was possible. Your story is yours to write. You have the power to choose the narrative that defines your life. By rewriting your limiting beliefs and negative self-talk, you open yourself up to a world of endless possibility and potential. You become the author of your own destiny, the creator of your own reality. And that, in itself, is the ultimate expression of confidence. Chapter 4. Building unshakable self-trust. Self-trust is the foundation of genuine confidence. When you trust yourself, you have faith in your abilities, judgment, and decisions, even in the face of uncertainty or adversity. You know that you can handle whatever challenges come your way, and you're willing to take risks and step outside your comfort zone in pursuit of your goals and dreams. However, many people struggle with self-trust. They second-guess themselves, doubt their instincts, and seek validation from others before making decisions. This lack of self-trust can stem from past experiences of failure, criticism, or betrayal, as well as from societal messages that tell us to conform to external expectations rather than trusting our own inner wisdom. To build unshakable self-trust, you must first cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness. This means getting to know yourself on a profound level, your values, beliefs, strengths, weaknesses, and desires. The more you understand yourself, the more you can trust yourself to make decisions that align with your authentic self. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for building self-awareness. Take time each day to sit with yourself and explore your inner world. Ask yourself questions like, what do I really want? What are my core values? What are my unique strengths and talents? What are my fears and limiting beliefs? By gaining clarity on these aspects of yourself, you can start to develop a stronger sense of self-trust. Another key aspect of building self-trust is learning to listen to your intuition. Your intuition is that inner knowing or gut feeling that often guides you towards the right path, even when your logical mind is unsure. When you trust your intuition, you're trusting the wisdom of your subconscious mind, which often picks up on subtle cues and patterns that your conscious mind misses. To strengthen your intuition, practice paying attention to your body's signals. Notice when you feel a sense of unease or discomfort in certain situations, or when you feel a strong pull towards a particular course of action. These physical sensations are often your intuition trying to communicate with you. The more you learn to listen to and trust these signals, the more you'll develop self-trust. Of course, trusting yourself doesn't mean that you'll never make mistakes or face failures. In fact, failure is an inevitable part of the growth process. The key is to reframe failure as feedback rather than defeat. When you encounter setbacks or challenges, ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? How can I use this feedback to improve and grow? By approaching failure with a growth mindset, you can maintain self-trust even in the face of adversity. It's also important to practice self-compassion when building self-trust. Many people are their own harshest critics, holding themselves to impossible standards of perfection and beating themselves up when they fall short. However, this self-criticism only erodes self-trust and confidence. Instead, practice treating yourself with kindness and understanding, just as you would a good friend. Acknowledge your humanness, forgive your mistakes, and celebrate your successes, no matter how small. Another way to build self-trust is to keep your commitments to yourself. When you set a goal or make a promise to yourself, follow through on it, even if it's challenging or uncomfortable. This could be as simple as committing to a daily exercise routine or as significant as pursuing a long-held dream. By honoring your commitments to yourself, you demonstrate that you are trustworthy and reliable, which reinforces your sense of self-trust. Building self-trust also requires setting healthy boundaries with others. When you have clear boundaries, you communicate to yourself and others that your needs and desires matter. You're willing to say no to things that don't align with your values or goals, and you're willing to stand up for yourself when necessary. By setting and enforcing healthy boundaries, you build self-respect and self-trust. Finally, building self-trust means embracing your authentic self, even if it goes against societal norms or expectations. This means having the courage to be true to yourself, even if it means standing out or ruffling some feathers. When you live in alignment with your authentic self, you naturally build self-trust because you're not constantly second-guessing yourself or trying to fit into someone else's mold. Building unshakable self-trust is a lifelong journey, but it's one that is well worth the effort. When you trust yourself deeply, you have the confidence to pursue your dreams, take risks, and face challenges head-on. You know that you have the resilience and resourcefulness to handle whatever life throws your way, and you trust yourself to make decisions that align with your highest good. Self-trust is the bedrock of genuine confidence. By cultivating self-awareness, listening to your intuition, reframing failure, practicing self-compassion, keeping commitments to yourself, setting healthy boundaries, and embracing your authentic self, you can develop unshakable self-trust that will serve you in all areas of your life. Remember, you are worthy of your own trust and respect. When you trust yourself fully, you open yourself up to a world of limitless possibility and potential. Chapter 5. Harnessing vulnerability. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, something to be avoided at all costs. We live in a society that values strength, independence, and self-sufficiency, and vulnerability is often equated with being weak or needy. However, the truth is that vulnerability is one of the most powerful tools we have for building genuine confidence and deep, meaningful connections with others. When we think of vulnerability, we often think of exposing our deepest fears, insecurities, and flaws to others. This can be a terrifying prospect, as we fear judgment, rejection, or ridicule. However, vulnerability is about so much more than just sharing our darkest secrets. It's about showing up authentically, letting others see the real us, and being willing to take emotional risks in our relationships. Brené Brown, a renowned researcher and author who has spent decades studying vulnerability, courage, and shame, defines vulnerability as uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. In other words, vulnerability is about stepping into the unknown, taking chances, and being willing to let others see us as we truly are, flaws and all. When we practice vulnerability, we send a powerful message to ourselves and others. We communicate that we are worthy of love and acceptance, just as we are. We demonstrate that we have the courage to be authentic, even when it's uncomfortable or scary. We show that we value deep, meaningful connections over superficial ones, and that we're willing to do the hard work required to build them. Vulnerability is also a key ingredient in building self-confidence. When we hide parts of ourselves from others, we send a subconscious message that those parts are unworthy or unlovable. We reinforce our own feelings of shame and inadequacy, and we prevent ourselves from experiencing the healing power of authentic connection. On the other hand, when we practice vulnerability, we learn to accept and love ourselves, even the parts that we once considered flaws or weaknesses. We develop a deep sense of self-compassion and self-acceptance, which is essential for building genuine confidence. We also open ourselves up to receiving love, support, and validation from others, which can be incredibly healing and empowering. Of course, practicing vulnerability is easier said than done. It requires a willingness to step outside our comfort zones, to risk rejection or judgment, and to face our own fears and insecurities head-on. It also requires discernment. Vulnerability is not about oversharing or spilling our guts to anyone who will listen. It's about carefully choosing the right people and the right moments to share our authentic selves. To start practicing vulnerability in your own life, begin by identifying your own barriers to vulnerability. What fears or beliefs hold you back from showing up authentically with others? Do you worry about being judged, rejected, or misunderstood? Do you have a hard time trusting others or letting them see the real you? Once you've identified your barriers, start taking small steps to push past them. This might mean sharing something personal with a trusted friend or family member, even if it feels scary. It might mean letting others see you in moments of weakness or imperfection, rather than always trying to present a perfect facade. It might mean setting boundaries and saying no when something doesn't feel right for you, even if it means disappointing others. As you practice vulnerability, be sure to surround yourself with supportive, compassionate people who will honor your vulnerability and treat it with care. Seek out relationships with people who value authenticity and are willing to show up vulnerably themselves. And remember, vulnerability is a practice. It's something we cultivate over time, with patience, courage, and self-compassion. Vulnerability is also a key component of effective leadership. When leaders are willing to show vulnerability, they create a culture of trust, authenticity, and psychological safety. They model the kind of behavior they want to see in their teams, and they create an environment where others feel safe to take risks, make mistakes, and show up as their true selves. In fact, research has shown that vulnerability is one of the most important qualities of great leaders. In a study of over 1,500 leaders, the leadership development firm Zenger Folkman found that leaders who were perceived as being highly effective were also rated as being highly vulnerable. These leaders were willing to admit their mistakes, ask for help when they needed it, and show their human side to their teams. Of course, vulnerability in leadership requires a delicate balance. Leaders must be able to show vulnerability without compromising their authority or decision-making abilities. They must be able to inspire trust and confidence in their teams, even as they admit to their own imperfections and uncertainties. To cultivate vulnerability in your own leadership style, start by modeling the behavior you want to see in your team. Admit when you've made a mistake and take responsibility for it. Ask for feedback and be open to constructive criticism. Show your human side by sharing personal stories or struggles when appropriate. At the same time, be sure to maintain appropriate boundaries and professionalism. Vulnerability is not an excuse for oversharing or burdening your team with your personal problems. It's about creating a culture of openness, trust, and authenticity, while still maintaining the authority and decision-making abilities required of a leader. Vulnerability is a powerful tool for building genuine confidence, deep connections, and effective leadership. By stepping into the discomfort of emotional exposure, we open ourselves up to a world of growth, healing, and transformation. We learn to accept and love ourselves, flaws and all, and we inspire others to do the same. Embracing vulnerability takes courage, practice, and self-compassion. It requires a willingness to step outside our comfort zones, to risk rejection and judgment, and to face our own fears and insecurities head-on. But the rewards of vulnerability are immeasurable: deeper relationships, greater self-acceptance, and a more authentic, fulfilling life. So, the next time you feel the urge to hide your true self from others, remember the power of vulnerability. Remember that you are worthy of love and acceptance, just as you are. And remember that by showing up authentically, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of healing and transformation in the world around you. Chapter 6. The Confidence Habit. Confidence is not a trait that some people are born with while others are not. It is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time, just like any other habit. The key to building lasting confidence is to make it a daily practice, incorporating small actions and rituals that reinforce self-belief and create a strong foundation for personal growth. Habits are powerful because they are automatic. When we repeat an action or thought pattern consistently, it becomes ingrained in our minds and bodies, requiring less conscious effort to maintain over time. By making confidence a habit, we create a self-reinforcing cycle of positive thoughts and behaviors that support our self-esteem and resilience in the face of challenges. The first step in building a confidence habit is to identify the thoughts and behaviors that undermine your self-belief. These might include negative self-talk, procrastination, perfectionism, or avoidance of risk and discomfort. Once you become aware of these patterns, you can begin to replace them with more empowering alternatives. One simple but powerful habit is to practice gratitude. Each day, take a few minutes to reflect on the things you are thankful for, including your own strengths, accomplishments, and positive qualities. This shifts your focus away from what's lacking and towards what's abundant in your life, creating a more optimistic and confident outlook. Another habit that builds confidence is setting and achieving small goals. When we consistently follow through on our commitments to ourselves, we reinforce our sense of competence and reliability. Start by setting a small, achievable goal each day, such as reading for 20 minutes, going for a walk, or reaching out to a friend. As you build momentum, you can gradually increase the complexity and scope of your goals, always making sure they are realistic and aligned with your values. Positive self-talk is another essential habit for building confidence. The way we speak to ourselves has a profound impact on our emotions, beliefs, and behaviors. By intentionally replacing negative or critical self-talk with more supportive and encouraging language, we can reshape our inner dialogue and boost our self-esteem. This might involve affirmations, such as, "I am capable and worthy," or reframing negative thoughts in a more constructive light. Practicing self-care is also crucial for maintaining confidence. When we neglect our physical, emotional, and mental well-being, we deplete our energy and resilience, making it harder to show up as our best selves. Make a habit of prioritizing activities that nourish and recharge you, such as exercise, healthy eating, sleep, relaxation, and social connection. By taking care of yourself, you send a powerful message that you are valuable and deserving of love and respect. Embracing discomfort is another key habit for building confidence. When we constantly avoid situations that challenge us or make us feel uncomfortable, we reinforce our fears and limit our growth. Instead, make a habit of stepping outside your comfort zone regularly, whether that means speaking up in a meeting, trying a new hobby, or having a difficult conversation. Each time you face a fear and survive, you build resilience and expand your sense of what's possible. Learning is another habit that supports confidence growth. When we continuously acquire new knowledge and skills, we build competence and adaptability, two key components of self-assurance. Make a habit of reading, taking classes, attending workshops, or seeking out mentors who can help you grow and develop. The more you know, the more confidently you can navigate new situations and challenges. Practicing self-compassion is also essential for building confidence. When we are harshly self-critical or perfectionistic, we undermine our sense of worth and create unnecessary stress and anxiety. Instead, make a habit of treating yourself with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, just as you would a good friend. Acknowledge your humanness, learn from your mistakes, and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Finally, surrounding yourself with supportive people is a powerful habit for building confidence. When we spend time with others who believe in us, encourage us, and model confidence themselves, we absorb their positive energy and perspectives. Seek out relationships with people who uplift and inspire you, and limit your exposure to those who drain or criticize you. Building a strong support network is one of the most effective ways to boost your confidence and resilience over time. Building confidence is a lifelong journey, but by making it a daily habit, you create a strong foundation for lasting growth and self-assurance. Start small, focusing on one or two habits at a time, and gradually build momentum as you go. Remember that setbacks and challenges are inevitable, but they are also opportunities to learn, grow, and develop greater resilience. The most important thing is to be patient and persistent. Confidence is not a destination, but a practice that requires ongoing attention and effort. By committing to your own growth and self-improvement, you send a powerful message to yourself and others that you are worthy of success, happiness, and fulfillment. Confidence is a skill that can be learned, developed, and strengthened over time. By making it a daily habit, you create a self-reinforcing cycle of positive thoughts and behaviors that support your self-esteem and resilience in the face of challenges. Whether through gratitude, goal setting, positive self-talk, self-care, embracing discomfort, learning, self-compassion, or surrounding yourself with supportive people, there are countless ways to make confidence a part of your daily life. The key is to start where you are, with what you have, and take small, consistent steps forward. Trust in your own ability to grow and evolve, and remember that every challenge is an opportunity to build greater strength, wisdom, and self-assurance. With patience, persistence, and a commitment to your own growth, You can develop unshakable confidence that will serve you in all areas of your life. Chapter 7. Navigating setbacks with resilience. Setbacks and failures are inevitable parts of life. No matter how confident or successful we become, we will all face challenges, obstacles, and disappointments along the way. The key to maintaining confidence in the face of adversity is to develop resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, learn from our mistakes, and keep moving forward with courage and determination. Resilience is not about avoiding or denying the pain of failure, but rather about learning to navigate it with grace and wisdom. When we face a setback, our first instinct may be to give up, blame ourselves or others, or wallow in self-pity. While these reactions are understandable, they are rarely productive and can actually undermine our confidence and motivation in the long run. Instead, resilience requires a shift in mindset, a willingness to see setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as permanent defeats. This means embracing the discomfort of failure, acknowledging our emotions without getting stuck in them, and focusing on what we can control and change moving forward. One powerful way to build resilience is to practice self-compassion. When we experience a setback, it's easy to be harsh and critical towards ourselves, beating ourselves up for our mistakes or shortcomings. However, this kind of self-judgment only adds to our pain and makes it harder to move forward. Self-compassion, on the other hand, involves treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and forgiveness, just as we would a good friend who is going through a tough time. Self-compassion doesn't mean letting ourselves off the hook or making excuses for our failures. Rather, it means acknowledging our humanness, accepting that mistakes and setbacks are a normal part of life, and giving ourselves the support and encouragement we need to keep going. By practicing self-compassion, we create a safe and nurturing space for ourselves to process our emotions, learn from our experiences, and find the strength to try again. Another key aspect of resilience is reframing our thoughts and beliefs about failure. Many of us have been taught to see failure as a sign of weakness, incompetence, or unworthiness. We may believe that successful people never fail, or that failure means we are fundamentally flawed or incapable of achieving our goals. These beliefs can create a paralyzing fear of failure that keeps us stuck in our comfort zones and limits our potential for growth. To build resilience, we need to challenge these limiting beliefs and reframe failure as a natural and necessary part of the learning process. We need to recognize that every successful person has faced countless setbacks and failures along the way, and that these experiences have actually been the foundation for their ultimate success. By seeing failure as a stepping stone rather than a roadblock, we can approach challenges with a sense of curiosity, experimentation, and even excitement. This doesn't mean that failure is easy or painless. In fact, part of building resilience is learning to sit with the discomfort and pain of failure without getting overwhelmed or giving up. This means allowing ourselves to feel our emotions fully, whether it's disappointment, frustration, sadness, or anger, without judgment or resistance. It means acknowledging that these feelings are temporary and that they will eventually pass, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment. One way to navigate the discomfort of failure is to focus on the lessons and insights we can gain from the experience. Every setback contains valuable information about what works and what doesn't, what we need to change or improve, and what we are truly capable of. By approaching failure with a growth mindset, we can use these lessons to adjust our strategies, develop new skills, and become more resilient and adaptable in the face of future challenges. Another important aspect of resilience is having a strong support system. When we face setbacks and failures, it's easy to feel alone, ashamed, or misunderstood. We may be tempted to isolate ourselves or hide our struggles from others, fearing judgment or rejection. However, this only compounds our pain and makes it harder to find the strength and motivation to keep going. Having a network of supportive friends, family members, mentors, or colleagues can make all the difference in navigating setbacks with resilience. These people can provide a listening ear, a fresh perspective, or a word of encouragement when we need it most. They can remind us of our strengths and accomplishments, help us brainstorm solutions or alternatives, and give us the accountability and motivation to keep moving forward. Building a strong support system requires vulnerability and trust. It means being willing to share our struggles and setbacks with others, even when it feels uncomfortable or scary. It means surrounding ourselves with people who believe in us, challenge us to grow, and have our best interests at heart. By cultivating these kinds of relationships, we create a powerful source of resilience and confidence that can sustain us through even the toughest challenges. Resilience is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time. Like any skill, it requires practice, patience, and a willingness to step outside our comfort zones. By embracing the discomfort of failure, practicing self-compassion, reframing our beliefs about success and failure, focusing on lessons and growth, and building a strong support system, we can cultivate the resilience we need to navigate setbacks with confidence and determination. The path to resilience is not always easy or straightforward. There will be times when we feel discouraged, overwhelmed, or tempted to give up. However, by staying committed to our own growth and learning, and by surrounding ourselves with supportive and uplifting people, we can find the strength and courage to keep going, even in the face of the toughest challenges. Setbacks and failures are not the end of the story. They are simply part of the journey, a necessary and valuable part that can teach us important lessons, reveal our true strength and potential, and ultimately lead us to greater success and fulfillment. By developing resilience, we give ourselves the tools and mindset we need to navigate these challenges with grace, wisdom, and unshakable confidence. Chapter 8: Radiating Confidence from Within. Confidence is not just an internal state of being. It's also something that we project outward into the world. When we feel truly confident from within, it shows in our body language, communication style, and overall presence. We radiate an energy of self-assurance, authenticity, and ease that draws others to us and inspires their trust and respect. However, radiating confidence is not about putting on a false front or trying to impress others. It's not about puffing ourselves up or pretending to be someone we're not. Rather, it's about aligning our external expression with our internal sense of self-worth and purpose. It's about letting our true selves shine through, even in the face of fear, uncertainty, or criticism. One of the most powerful ways to radiate confidence is through our body language. Our posture, facial expressions, and gestures all send subtle, but powerful messages about how we feel about ourselves and how we expect to be treated by others. By adopting a confident posture, standing tall, making eye contact, and using open and expansive gestures, we signal to ourselves and others that we are self-assured, approachable, and worthy of respect. This doesn't mean that we need to be constantly performing or on in every situation. In fact, part of radiating authentic confidence is being able to relax and be ourselves, even in more low-key or informal settings. It's about finding a balance between assertiveness and approachability, between strength and vulnerability, and between self-assurance and humility. Another key aspect of radiating confidence is effective communication. When we speak with clarity, conviction, and empathy, we create a sense of trust and connection with others. We show that we value their perspectives and experiences, even as we assert our own ideas and opinions. We are able to listen actively and respond thoughtfully, rather than simply waiting for our turn to speak or trying to dominate the conversation. Effective communication also involves being able to set healthy boundaries and say no when necessary. Confident people are not afraid to stand up for themselves and their values, even if it means disappointing or disagreeing with others. They are able to communicate their needs and limits clearly and respectfully, without apology or aggression. By setting boundaries, we show others that we respect ourselves and expect to be treated with respect in return. Radiating confidence also means being willing to take risks and step outside our comfort zones. Confident people are not afraid to try new things, even if they might fail or look foolish in the process. They see challenges and setbacks as opportunities for growth and learning, rather than as threats to their self-worth or identity. By embracing a spirit of curiosity, experimentation, and resilience, we radiate a sense of adventure and possibility that inspires others to do the same. Of course, radiating confidence does not mean that we never feel fear, self-doubt, or insecurity. These are natural human emotions that even the most confident people experience from time to time. The key is to acknowledge and accept these feelings without letting them control us or define us. By practicing self-compassion and self-acceptance, we can learn to embrace our imperfections and vulnerabilities as part of what makes us unique and relatable to others. Radiating confidence also means being authentic and true to ourselves, even if it means going against the grain or risking disapproval from others. Confident people are not afraid to stand out or speak up for what they believe in, even if it makes them unpopular or misunderstood. They know that their worth and value come from within, not from external validation or approval. By staying true to our own values, passions, and purpose, we radiate a sense of integrity and authenticity that attracts like-minded people and opportunities. Of course, radiating confidence is not always easy, especially in situations where we feel judged, criticized, or rejected by others. It takes practice, patience, and a willingness to face our fears and insecurities head-on. It means learning to trust ourselves and our own instincts, even when others may doubt us or try to bring us down. It means surrounding ourselves with supportive and uplifting people who bring out the best in us and challenge us to grow. Ultimately, radiating confidence is about embodying the qualities and values that we most admire and aspire to. It's about living with integrity, authenticity, and purpose, and inspiring others to do the same. It's about recognizing that our worth and potential are inherent and unconditional, and that we have the power to create the life and relationships we desire. As we come to the end of this book, I invite you to reflect on your own journey of building and radiating authentic confidence. Remember that confidence is not a destination, but a lifelong practice of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and self-expression. By committing to this practice, and by embracing the tools and strategies you have learned, you can unlock a level of confidence and fulfillment that you never knew was possible. So go forth and radiate your unique light and gifts into the world. Trust in your own strength, wisdom, and resilience, and know that you have everything you need to create a life of purpose, passion, and unshakable confidence. The world needs your authentic voice and presence, now more than ever. May you find the courage and conviction to let your true self shine through, and may you inspire others to do the same.